Last week, I was looking for a recipe to bring to my friend's potluck, and I came across a caprese salad with mozzarella made from scratch. Every recipe claimed just 4 simple ingredients: milk, salt, rennet, citric acid. Do you have those lying around in your pantry? Do you even know where you can buy them? Yeah, me neither. So instead, I figured out how to make it with just 2 simple ingredients in 30 minutes. So grab your milk, distilled vinegar, your favorite pan. Mine is the Circulon Infinity pan. And let's get this party started. I'm gonna start by adding 2 liters of whole milk into my pan. This can be pasteurized, homogenized, even raw milk. Just make sure you don't use ultra pasteurized. You're gonna slowly heat your milk over medium heat until it reaches about 46 degrees Celsius or 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure you don't increase the heat too much or the milk will burn before it actually heats up to the temperature that you need. And I'm gonna monitor my temperature with a little thermometer that I got from the dollar store. And if you don't have a thermometer, don't worry. I'll leave some tips for how to do it without one in the description. Let's give this milk a few minutes to get up to 46 degrees, and don't worry about this metal utensil scraping on my non-stick pan. I'll tell you about it in a second. Okay, my milk is now at 46 degrees Celsius. So I'm gonna grab my vinegar and slowly add it in while I'm mixing. You wanna mix so that it actually gets combined properly into your milk. You can see already before it's even sit that the milk is separating into curds and whey, but we're gonna add the lid over this and let it sit for 15 minutes till it fully separates. And while we wait, I'll tell you why I did this. Thanks to our friends over at Circulon for making this video possible, and for their scratch defense technology, I never have to worry about using metal utensils on my non-stick pan again. Look, I have a lot of pans, but the Circulon Infinity pan is my go-to. It's honestly one of the most durable pans I've ever used. I've baked cinnamon buns in it, I've cooked stews, soups, I've even deep fried in it. It really does have infinite uses. But homemade mozzarella might be infinity and 1. The deep walls, convenient spout, and built-in strainer are all gonna come in very handy for this mozzarella recipe. If you wanna grab your own Circulon Infinity pan, I'll leave a special link in the description. And yes, I really do love this pan so much that I have 2. I actually have 3, don't tell fiance. It's been exactly 15 minutes and our milk has separated into white curds and yellow whey, which is a liquid that we're gonna need again, so don't get rid of it. I'm gonna grab a bowl and a strainer. Using the spout on my pan, I'm gonna pour everything into this bowl, but keep the curds and the liquid. The curds are what's gonna make our cheese, and the liquid is gonna help us to stretch it into the shape that we want. Whew. That was so easy to pour. Wink. I'm gonna set aside my curds for now, and then what I'm gonna do is pour this liquid back into my pan and heat it up to 65 degrees Celsius. While my whey is heating, I'm gonna push out as much of the liquid as I can from my curds and shape them into 3 little balls that are gonna become our mozzarella. I'm gonna shape each of these into a very rough ball. It's gonna be very crumbly. It's not really gonna come together right now, but we just wanna get a rough shape, and then the heating is gonna help us to actually stretch it into mozzarella. Okay, my whey is at 65 degrees Celsius now, so I'm gonna turn it down because we also don't want it to be too hot. If it gets too hot, then our cheese is gonna get crumbly and it's not gonna stretch the way we want. So what I'm gonna do is grab my slotted spoon from before, add one of my balls right into it, and then lower that into my whey and let it sit for about 45 seconds. This is gonna heat it up and make it really easy to stretch. Now that it's been 45 seconds, I'm gonna grab my little ball of cheese and start to stretch it a little bit and get the process started. You might have to channel your inner Nona a little bit because this is quite hot, and if it's too hot for you, you can also use some food grade gloves as well. At the beginning, you're gonna see that it's very crumbly. You're gonna have to trust the process here. Just keep squishing it back together Eventually, it's gonna get nice and shiny and smooth. Once you feel like your cheese ball has cooled, you're gonna put it back into the liquid for another 45 seconds, and we're gonna repeat the same process 3 to 4 times, and you're gonna see your cheese magically transform into a stretchy, beautiful mozzarella. You can see already, even with our second set of stretch and folds, it's starting to come together and lose that crumbly texture. Just keep pressing it together and then putting it back in that hot liquid. Make sure to keep your way around that 65 degrees Celsius mark, so if it starts to cool down, just increase the heat again. Okay, fiance wants to get in on the action, and if he can make it, then anyone can make it. Sorry.
Thank you, thank you.
Here, I'll hand it to you because the spoon's pretty hot.
Ooh, baby, okay, it's not that hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just squeeze it. Squeeze all the water out.
And like stretch it a little.
Oh.
Not too much that it breaks.
Not rip,
Yeah, there you go. So once it gets cold, you put it back in the liquid. Once you're happy with the consistency of your mozzarella, you're gonna shape it into a ball, just like this. Once I'm happy with the shape, I'm gonna grab a cup with water and ice, and I'm gonna drop my ball of mozzarella in here. It's gonna sit for like 15 to 20 minutes to fully harden and take its shape. Do keep in mind, this is not gonna be the most authentic mozzarella recipe. It's not gonna be as stretchy as the ones that you see made with rennet and citric acid, but we're not looking for authenticity here as much as we're looking for ease, and this is gonna give you the most delicious creamy mozzarella. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other 2 cheese balls, and then I'm gonna show you the best way to use this mozzarella. As simple as our process was, it still makes the creamiest mozzarella you've ever had. Now that my mozzarella is ready and looking creamy and delicious, I'm gonna add it to a sandwich with some salami, the mozzarella, crushed pistachios, arugula, and the ciabatta bun on top. That is a good sandwich. That is my dream sandwich. I'm gonna leave the full recipe in the description for you and also the link to my Circulon pan. Thank you so much for watching. I think Marley approves the mozzarella too. Good boy.